Good morning, Keisha. Turn this around. Turn this off. Hi, Emily. I had to put on some music because I'm so in my head. I flipped. Not at school. I'm about to go in. I got up early again, probably because I don't sleep. Like, I went to bed at like 1 something. But I was like dealing with some drama at home on the home front again, and I just like yesterday, like on the way to, I was when I woke up in the morning, I was like, I really need to hear some Sheila Jane. And I was so grateful that, you know, I knew that of something that could help me, you know, get centered and get prepared for the day, because I really didn't sleep well Sunday night. And so yesterday morning, I didn't even introduce myself. Well, I'm Andrea Runnels. I'm a 5th grade teacher for now in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. And I love social studies, but this is about that. But anyways, yesterday I was like, I went through I turned off Periscope notifications and most of my social media, except for Teachers Pay Teachers, of course, because I'm trying to be more productive and less distracted because I'm a scatterbrain anyways. And so I turned off my notifications, and I went on Periscope yesterday morning because I was hoping that Sheila Jane had done like one of her little Sunday night secret scopes, and she didn't. And so I was like, oh no. So I know I could probably find them through Catch directly, but I went to Teach Happy membership, and I was like, I need some Sheila Jane. I need some Sheila Jane this morning. I need her to get me started. I need her to get me I need her just like life, like a life lesson, something I can do to like get myself centered. Yeah, I'm so like all over the place, and I realized like now I'm not even on Facebook nearly as much because I turn them off, and when I am, like, I'll post a whole bunch of stuff because I haven't been on it. But so I went to Teach Happy membership, and for those of you that aren't THMs, it's SheilaJaneTeaching.com, and like there's so much awesome, yeah, exactly. There's so much awesomeness going on the website, but I went to like her Periscope section, and I was like, I need some classic Sheila Jane. And then I was scrolling through, and actually I found a scope from last week I didn't even watch, and I was like, wait a minute, I missed that, because there was one day where there were so many like great scopes, like you can't even, like they all just keep like piling up on the top, and you like lose some of the ones that you wanted to watch. And so I didn't see the one about from Sheila Jane with I forget the name of it. Something about, I can't remember the name of it, but it was the one, the image is like the pins with the map. It's like the one thing you need to do when you're teaching or something like that. But anyways, it was the one about storytelling, and I didn't watch it. And I think at that time I was focused on, because sometimes I'll just watch business stuff because I'm so focused on my business right now, and I'm kind of like, you know, getting out of the mindset of being in the classroom, so I don't watch as many like things directly related to teaching. But I did listen to her replay this morning from yesterday, and that was amazing. And I'm like, well, I'm still in the classroom, March, April, May. I still need to keep myself going. But I listened to the storytelling one, and it just really, like, it really resonated with me, because Sheila Jane and I were wired the same. Our brains are wired the same. We're both like super emotional people, and when I listen to her stuff like in Teacher Entrepreneur School and how she approaches business, it's funny because she talks about how she's you know, creative, and how she doesn't care about the facts and figures kind of stuff, and that's me, but you still have to train yourself that way. But anyways, through that scope, and I don't even know like if I got the, you know, I took it in a way that maybe she never even expected someone to think about it, but like I took her, I used it for inspiration for like instruction, and I thought about it in a way, you know, she was talking about like building relationships with people based on like what their story is, thinking about them as a person, like where they come from. And I try to do that, but sometimes I forget. And there was just a lot to think about, like personally, and a lot to think about in the classroom. And I was like, that is something I love about social studies. I love bringing in the personal stories because that's how kids connect to stuff. And I was like, we're starting World War II. Well, not starting, we're like having to fly through it because it's almost the end of our 9 weeks. And you know how it goes at the end of a grading term. You got to like crunch to get ready for testing. And like my heart is so sad because I have like a whole huge binder of World War II activities that we're not getting to do because we just have to get through all this crap because of testing. And so I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I am going to take 5 minutes at the beginning of my lesson every day to share a story of somebody from World War II. Because I have, because I'm such a dork, I have all these articles saved, like on Facebook, of like these stories that are, you'll see like World War II survivor, blah, 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 or, you know, reunions, or just stories about World War II. And I was like, why don't I do something with all these? And so I was like, that would be a great way to, you know, start a lesson and get the kids maybe interested. Well, it went over even better than I expected. And the class that I resonated with the most were my my ESOL class. My class was mostly ESOL, okay, at the end of the one I have at the end of the day. And what was really cool is I have found an article last year about all it was a Radio Shack guy had found like an audio recording of like a soldier from World War II, like when he was at basic training. He sent an audio recording back home and the tape had gotten lost, or I don't know if it was a tape. It was an audio recording. It had gotten mixed in with like some records and like the family, and through Facebook the man located the original family, and the his grandfather, obviously, he had passed away like 30 years ago, and the family never thought that they could hear his voice again. And so I kind of, with my highest class, I kind of like went through the article, and we talked about different, you know, how like technology has changed and digital recordings and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, they had a lot of great connections. And I mean, we were talking about, you know, appeasement, and they were making connections and all kinds of stuff with that. So I could keep it more abstract. And I kind of did the same way with my second class. My last class, all I did, and there's only one picture that goes with the article. And this was an article I think like my local news station had posted. And you can find these articles all over the place, like for whatever your and of course, it's not going to work with every kind of social studies content. I seriously doubt you're going to come across an article about like the Revolutionary War pertaining to you. But, you know, if you look, you can find stuff. But you can still find stuff in, when we talk about Johnny Tremaine or whatever, you can still find personal stories for every history topic you cover. So with my last class, I zoomed in on the picture in the article. And it's just a picture of the family, like the grandmother and the kids of the soldier who had passed away. Just, you know, it's their faces. And I talked to the kids, I'm like, when you look at a picture, you need to pay attention to their facial expressions. And they were like hypothesizing, you know, what this was, because the equipment, yeah. Oh, awesome. The equipment was like some kind of recording equipment, like old timey, even before my time. And they were like, looks like something scientists or wires. And we were talking about, you know, Radio Shack and how it's a smaller store and whatever. And I just, like, I didn't even read the article to them. I just told the story about this by them just looking at the picture. And they were riveted. They, like, you could have heard a pin drop in that room. Because when I get into social studies, I get into it. And so I wasn't, you know, reading from a book. I didn't put on a clip because I love my clips, but I was like, you know, let's make this personal. And I told it like I would be telling you know, in one of my family stories or something. And the great thing is that I do have personal connections to World War II. And, my brother went to Pearl Harbor last summer, so they're really excited because my brother sent me all his stuff because he met a survivor, so they're really excited about that. I'm sharing that with them today, but like, just think about how, like, you, with social studies especially, it's so, like, abstract, or so, like, if you know, if it doesn't really, the kids don't see like, oh, this is history, you know, we're in the technology age. But if you bring in the personal stories of like real people, and that's why I love the American Girl movies, because they're kids their age, and they're just like, oh, well, if I was alive back then, this is what I would be doing. So I was just like really inspired by just Sheila Jane's scope about, you know, making connections and building stories. And I don't even know if she said use literally storytelling in your lessons, but I did. And it was like those kids, like every single one of them, they were fascinated. And it was just because of how I approached the lesson. And what I hate about that class is it's broken up in the middle because they have to go to specials. Because it's hard to, you know, afterwards it's hard to get their engagement, because they're always like, oh, we don't want to go to specials, you know, we're like, we want to do social studies. And it's just because of how I approached it. So just, you know, I have PowerPoints, I have whatever, and this is why I don't do my lesson plans ahead of time, okay? Because I wouldn't have thought to do that. I knew I was going to be talking about causes of World War II, but that didn't relate to directly to causes of World War II, but it was a hook for World War II. And so it's like, I do my lesson plans like one day at a time. And if I do them, I know I'm going to be getting another informal observation soon. So I have to try to have some kind of lesson plans, typed up. But that's just like, that's why I just, you know, I just wait, because I have better ideas in the, I'm like, I hate that, having to have stupid lesson plans. But anyways, I want to share more about how I'm doing World War II, but I don't even know if people, yeah, seriously, I hate lesson plans. I hate them. And I don't need them. But they're like, you need to have proof in case the sub, well, I'm like, if I had a sub, they're not going to have my PowerPoints, my lesson, my website links, whatever. But anywho, I'm stalling going in because we have a staff development session today about rigor again. I don't care about rigor. I don't care. You told us. We know. And I don't know if someone from my school and I get in trouble, but I've pretty much expressed my opinion about how we're doing too much to these kids with testing. That's why I'm leaving. It's like, our kids, they need to do the work. It's not the teacher's teaching style. I don't need more professional development about how to make rigorous lessons. I can make rigorous lessons until I'm blue in the face, but if these kids don't have the work ethic, or too much is expected of them. Too much of a shift. I believe in having high expectations for learning, but I also believe in things being developmentally appropriate. So that's going to be 45 minutes. I'm going to wish I could get back for my life. Oh my God. Yeah. It's like, kind of like you have to play the game. That's one of the things, you have to play the game. I probably should have gone in and graded paper, speaking of, but, I better hurry up too, because I can't find I don't think I have my key to get into the building. But anyways, thank you for listening. And I just felt like I needed to put it out there, because I don't think Sheila Jane even knows like her impact and her reach and her scope. Haha, get my pun on Periscope. So I just wanted to share that and just say I'm just so grateful for her, and just having that person like as a calming force, like someone to just hearing her voice sometimes. Thank you. You too. Just hearing her voice sometimes, like what I'd need to like get myself centered in the morning, because I listen to a lot of business stuff and that just kind of makes me think too much, and I just have to shut that part of my brain up to be able to, deal with teaching 10-year-old and 11-year-olds for the day. So I just want to say, I don't even know if Sheila will see this, but I just wanted to say thank you. And you just have no idea the impact that you make on people. You just have no idea. And I'm really grateful, and I'm really trying not to cry and get emotional because I'm going into work. But thank you for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.